Coach Sully, Reps and Sweat Martial Arts and Fitness. This is Mat Chat. So today we're going to talk about embracing the suck. Embracing the suck. The suck is that inevitable period when you set out to do something new, when you do something that you have not done before, and quite frankly, you suck. You don't know what you're doing. You got to think about every detail of the thing that you're trying to do, and you suck. A lot of us dread this inevitable part of growth. So we end up avoiding doing the things that we want to do in life. We end up allowing that fear of not wanting to be embarrassed, not wanting to have to be not good at something. We allow that fear to hold us back from living full and fulfilled lives. Everything that we know how to do started with suck. Everything. From walking to talking to running to tying our shoe, everything started with suck. But for some reason, when we get older, we imagine a process in which we skip that period where we don't know how to do something and we go straight into mastery. We want to become instant experts at whatever it is that we're trying to do. So what's mastery? Mastery is the ability to perform a task without conscious thought. That means it happens automatically. That means it's second nature. You don't have to think about it. When you look at people who perform at the highest level, and a lot of times we refer to them as masters. When they master something, that means that they do it in an effortless manner. And there are a lot of things in our lives, just as regular people, that we mastered. Walking, some of us. Talking, some of us. But for the most part, if you know how to talk, if you know how to walk, if you know how to tie your shoe, some of us know how to ride bikes, some of us know how to drive vehicles, whatever jobs we had, whatever skill set we have in our lives, all of it started with suck, but we went through the suck period and took it to a mastery level. But for some reason, we look at that period. We look at that part of the process with dread, with fear, hesitating, and for some reason, we also believe that there's a possibility of us getting to that mastery stage without having to go through that suck. Why is that? If we allowed the fear of sucking to be an issue for us, to stop us, we wouldn't be able to walk. We wouldn't be able to talk. We wouldn't be able to do all of the things that we take for granted and we do every day. All of those things started. And you might not be able to remember when you learned how to walk, or maybe when you learned how to talk, but a lot of us remember when we first tried to tie our shoes. Remember how complex that process was? They even had a particular way, they had an easy way. I know when I was a kid, they had an easy way to show us how to, you would loop one side, loop the other side, and then tie them both in a knot. You know, we even had, as kids, our parents would show us a way even how to put on our jackets. You would lay the jacket down upside down, put your arms in, and flip it over your head so you can put the jacket on. So even things as basic and as simple as putting your jacket on, as putting your clothes on, all of those things went through a stage in which we were terrible at doing them. It went through a grueling stage, a frustrating stage. And for some of you guys who might not remember when you were kids, but I'm sure you've seen a child trying to learn how to walk, and you've heard a child putting words together, getting it wrong. But that child gets right back up and keeps trying. That child keeps trying to say the thing that they're trying to say. Almost as if they're not even discouraged. They're not even worried about what people think about them, how they look, if someone's making fun of them. It's only until we get older and we start worrying about how we look, what's everybody else gonna think. Are people gonna laugh at me? But when we're younger and we're learning all of these basic things, well, what we look at now and consider basic, we weren't discouraged about looking stupid. Some of us was walking around bow-legged, tripping on our feet. We weren't discouraged. And we kept trying to do it until we got it done. And the thing is that those little things that we take for granted, that we overlook how much we went through to get to be able to do them, those things were very complex things. Simple things like picking up a spoon, putting food in a spoon and putting it to our mouth. Those are complex movements that we've mastered. And now we can do them without even thinking about it. Tying your shoe. I can have a conversation with somebody without even thinking about it. I can reach down to my feet and tie my shoe without even consciously recognizing that I'm actually tying my shoe. That's how much mastery is involved in that. When I'm having a conversation, I don't have to think about what I'm saying. The thought goes right from my mind, right out of my mouth. Think about what kind of process was involved in getting to the point where thought happens in your head. You figure out how you're going to word it, and it comes out. Just like that. And we're worried about things that are in comparison to complex things like moving, walking, talking. Things that compared to those things are quite simple. We're worried about looking stupid, and we're discouraged that we don't know how to do it well starting out the gate. It's part of the process. Sucking is part of the process, of every process. And when the people that we're worried about, the only person that would ridicule somebody for trying something new are people that suck at it themselves. So their opinion doesn't even matter. Anybody who understands fully that in order to do something new, in order to do something great, in order to do something big, that they have to suck. Anybody who understands that process is going to respect someone for doing that. So we shouldn't be worried about that. The sooner you get through the suck, the sooner you get to the mastery. Embrace the suck. Embrace it. And as a matter of fact, the more sucky it is, the greater the task is, and the greater the reward is going to be once you master that task. And it's inevitable that anything that you continue doing, and it does not matter how much talent you're starting off with out the gate, anything that you continue doing over and over and over and over again, you will get, not only be able to do it, you will get good at doing it. You will master it. Anything. You can take a person with all of the natural talent in the world, a person who everything that they try to do comes easy to them. You can take that person and you could take a person with 2 left feet, give them the same task, and the person with the 2 left feet that's willing to do it over and over and over again will do it at a level higher than the person starting out the gate with natural talents. We see it all the time. You look at the greats like a Michael Jordan and you hear his stories, how I believe he was cut from his high school basketball team. We look at these people and we think that, oh, this person must have came out the womb good at whatever it is that they do. But more times than not, these people were not the first people that were picked. These people were people who had to work extra hard in order to get what they got. And these people emerged from the suck into the mastery. There's no way around it. And the more we can embrace it, the more we can look forward to it. And given the fact that unfortunately most people run away from it, we automatically know that if we're willing to do something over and over and over again, we're going to beat out 99% of everyone else. We're going to shine. So, in essence, it's really an opportunity to shine. Embrace the suck. And it's also one of those things that if you make that a regular thing that you do, you'll start looking at things. You'll start looking at things that you want to see happen in your life, things that you want to get in life, places that you want to get to in life, you'll start looking at those as possible, probable, and you're going to be able to predict that you can get to certain places. The more you do it, the better you get at doing it. The more you do it, the less things will exist that you can't do. You basically open up the world of possibilities to yourself. And the more fun it becomes. You get to reignite that wonder and that enthusiasm that you had when you were a child that drove you to keep standing up, to keep walking. That focus that you had when you were a child that allowed you to learn and master some very complex things. You reignite that flame that once lived inside of you, that once burned inside of you. Embrace the suck. There's no way around it. Embrace it. So remember, folks, if mastery is the goal, that's where you get to shine. That's the reward. The process is suck. You got to suck in order to get to mastery. But we know that the formula, the almost guaranteed formula, is that if we continue to do something over and over again, we will eventually get to that mastery. So we should look at that suck with enthusiasm, with wonder, with excitement, knowing that on the other side of that suck lies all of the things that we want to see happen in our lives. All right, folks, I'm out of here. Coach Sully, Reps and Sweat, Martial Arts and Fitness. This was Mat Chat.